I'm going to deviate from my original question in response to what I just heard. You know,
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman.
Welcome to Washington.
The committee will be in order. Ryan has the time.
We heard Gingrich, we heard Bush.
Mr. Chairman.
We had the former IRS Commissioner Schulman, who knew about the political targeting long before Congress was told, since implied that the organizations were responsible for the targeting because they chose to apply for tax-exempt status. So you're to blame, I guess, is the message here. Do you think that you were targeted based upon your political beliefs, your religious beliefs, or just because you chose to apply?
Our beliefs, our views.
We had the acting Commissioner Miller here a couple of weeks ago, and we asked him, did groups with the word organizing or progressive in their name, were they targeted? The answer was no. We do know, this is one of the facts we now know, people were singled out because of their beliefs. Back to my original line here. Mr. Kokagi, thank you, sorry.
Okay.
You're 29 months?
29 months and counting.
And counting. You haven't been approved yet.
I've not been approved.
You've been asked, one of your inquiries, 90 questions, asking you to provide a list of your members and donors, the political affiliation of your mentors, and your political position on virtually every issue important to you.
Yes, sir.
You're teaching Montesquieu, Cicero, Augustine, de Tocqueville, Washington, and it's 29 months in waiting, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Eastman, I just want to get this one nailed down. Dr. Eastman, excuse me. You have proof that the IRS, an individual or a group of individuals at the IRS committed a felony. You have proof to this, and nothing has occurred to seek or find justice. Is that correct?
That's correct. Federal law requires that we be notified if there's an indictment brought. We have not been. Federal law allows us to request information about what the status of the investigation, whether it's been productive or unproductive, and any action taken. We were refused to respond any answer to that request as well. We have identified that this document came from within the IRS.
So your donors are confidential. That's protected by law. You have proof that the IRS leaked your confidential donor information to a group that opposes your point of view, and your donors were harassed as a result of that. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Martinick, right next door in Iowa. I work with groups very similar to what you do in Iowa. Your board members, the IRS told you that if your board signed a letter saying that they would no longer picket or protest on behalf of the pro-life movement at Planned Parenthood, that then they could receive their tax-exempt status. Is that correct?
That is correct.
So surrender your First Amendment rights, and then we might approve your application.
That is correct. She said it was ready to go through. Everything was in order, and as soon as they received that letter, the application would go through.
We have not heard any testimony that this is happening to groups that have the opposite views. So to suggest that these citizens are to blame for applying, I don't understand how one can make that conclusion. I yield.